Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So kind of a chill Thursday live. Did one last night, and I wasn't planning on doing one now because I feel like crap. I really do. Let me know if the broadcast is going okay because it's like saying that the Wi-Fi signal is weak, and man, do I really hate Cox Internet. But anywho, yeah, not too much to talk about. I mean, yesterday was kind of a big day, sort of. I guess you could say like in the realm of these types of things. We had Periscope pretty much go down, sort of. Apparently, I don't know because I am simulcasting on StreamYard, and Periscope is one of the destinations I picked. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this is like going up on Periscope or whatever. Oh, it's fine. It's fine where you are. Okay, good. That's just because like on StreamYard, it shows you a little indicator of your Wi-Fi, tells you when like the signal's getting weak, when it's getting strong. And I'm seeing it go all the way down to like 1 bar and then going back up to 2 bars. So it's like just telling me that the connection is bad. But then again, like my connection today has been like terrible. And yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, so just a little bit of things to talk about today. I mean, one of them, basically, obviously, the movie last night, Godzilla versus Kong, was just it was awesome. It was awesome until the end. I did an after the movie live stream talking about it last night. Um, and like had like a whole bunch of people on Periscope still there. They kind of just like jumped in, so it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny to see them there, and I mean, it's just like one of those things, right? Um, yeah. So, so please excuse the room. I'm kind of moving things around, so that's the reason why it is the way it is. Hey, Michael, how you doing today? If I sound kind of beat, it's because I got beat up last night, but by inanimate objects. So, one of the things that we had left in storage, I'm gonna share the story with you guys. One of the things we had left in the storage facility was a couch that we had. It was a two peach L shaped sofa, and I mean it was badly warped because my kids jumped on it and everything like that. Hey, Gene, how you doing today, man? Welcome here, welcome here. Um, so we left it in storage because they had already charged us for the month of March. And we're like, okay, at the end of March, we'll take the couch out and we'll surrender the storage unit back. And so yesterday was just like all kinds of weirdness or whatever. So me and my lady, she was stressing out. We were like running all over the place just so we can rent a U-Haul truck and go get the couch and then take the couch and get it and dump it properly. And so we got the truck yesterday. Now, the thing was like for some reason, when renting the U-Haul truck, we did it through the app. I'll suggest this to anybody out there. If you're gonna rent a U-Haul truck, just go inside their office and deal with them personally. I mean, don't go, to the don't go through the app method because that thing is just horrible. It's just absolutely horrible. Uh, you're on your way to the bank. It sucks. Payday means re. What do you mean REE? Define that, please. Oh, rent is due. Yeah, rent is due for me too. Yeah, so I gotta go do that later on today. Gotta drop off the rent payment. But anyways, so we get the truck. We get the damn truck. um, but in the process of doing that, right? Like she went in to go talk to the guy because the app was being buggy, so she was trying to get help from him. And then she realized she had left her wallet on the bumper of the U-Haul truck that she's supposed to rent. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Like it's got her bank cards, it's got her money. I got to run out there and get it because it was the truck was parked close to the sidewalk of the road. Anybody who saw that could have just ran up easily, grabbed it, and then booked it down the street and pretty much like walked away with like almost $2,000. So I'm trying to run back over there, and like the shop had one of those sliding doors, and I'm just like, okay. Let me know if it's freezing, by the way, because I don't know. The different viewfinder shows me freezing periodically. I don't know why. But so I run to the door. I try to go through the door, and the door is like closing on me. And I'm like, okay. Well, I figured this door, when it hits me, it's going to recognize it's hitting something. It's going to just automatically open back up. But that wasn't the case for that store. That store, the door continued to try to close on me. So like it had me crushed between both of its sliding doors that are automated. My wrist is bracing one of them, and it's like kind of crushing it into me. And I had to just rip myself through the door. And in the process, I hurt my wrist. So like my wrist just feels all kinds of bad right now. Like the seventh plague, just feels bad. And I was like, okay, well, so what else? Run out there, I get the wallet. Okay, that's fine. So like my shoulder and my left wrist is hurting. We get the truck, we head over to the storage facility, we get inside, and like the couch is in two pieces, two large pieces. So okay, we have like this rolling dolly. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put the couch on it. So we get it out of the storage unit. I get it up on top of the dolly. I don't want my lady to do much of anything because, she works, she's tired. I don't want her to do anything. So I'm just like carrying most of the load, trying to. But she's thoughtful. So she tries to help me out. And but I'm trying to slide the thing on so I can securely hold it on the dolly since it's really long and like the bottom of the dolly is shorter than the couch. I'm trying to get it to where I can like hold it and then move it. So she pushes it. I'm just hanging out there. Oh, okay. I got you, Kira. And so she pushes it to try to help me get it braced on the dolly. And as it's backing up, the couch pins my right elbow against the wall, kind of like this, and just smashes into it. And like, so now I'm like screaming in pain that my fucking elbow got pinched really hard. And I mean, not pinched, it got crushed. And so she, my lady's freaking out because she's just like, oh my God, you're getting hurt all over the place just doing this, right? So like I have my left wrist damaged, my shoulder, sore as hell, and then my right elbow gets crushed. What's the worst that can happen? So she's like, let me do this. I'm like, no, I got it. Let's just go. Now I'm trying to eat through the pain. What up, Jose? I'm trying to eat through the pain. I'm trying to just get this done. And so our storage unit was on the second floor. So we had to take that to like the service elevator and then go down and then go out the front door. And then our U-Haul truck was parked there. And I'm like, okay, so I get it to the back of the truck and I'm like, hey, okay, I'm going to lift the couch and I'm just going to get it just on the platform. Cause we had the smaller U-Haul truck, the one that's like $19.95, the little 10-footer. So I'm like, I'm going to get the couch on it, at least the front part of the couch, onto the back of the truck, and then I'm just going to lift the couch and then just throw it in there. I told her the dolly is going to start to move because, the dolly has those swivel wheels, so you can move it in multiple directions instead of forward, backwards, right? You can, angle it and move it sideways, move it at an angle ways. So I told her it's going to move. Just get it out the way. I guess she didn't hear me. So I get the couch, I get it up on my shoulder, I shove it and throw it inside the back of the U-Haul truck. As I turn around to walk, I don't see the dolly is there. So my right leg just walks right into the dolly, just at full walking force. Bam. So now I'm like screaming in pain because I freaking hit like just above my ankle against the bottom platform of the dolly. So like I'm pissed. I'm like, oh my God, like this sucks. This absolutely sucks. And I'm trying to eat all the pain up. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. But I know something's wrong because as I'm walking on that leg, every time I walk, I feel like blood pressure is being shot up my leg, shot down my leg, and I can feel where I hit my leg on the dolly. It's pulsing, so like I know this thing's gonna bruise. It's gonna totally mess my leg up. So I'm eating through all that. We get the second piece of the couch. We get it onto the truck. We put the dolly back. We take the padlock. We make sure that the storage unit is cleaned out for them, and then we just leave. So we go to dump the couch and everything like that afterward. I'm trying to do this quickly because my kids are waiting for me to come home to watch Godzilla versus Kong. So we dump the couch. We go back. We return the U-Haul truck. We head home. Now my leg is hurting the whole entire time on the drive on the way home. I picked up dinner because, we're just like too tired to cook something for dinner. So we picked up dinner for the kids. And I went live on Twitter. Since I said I was going to do more live streams on Twitter too. Because I didn't do any on Periscope, and now Periscope's gone. So I get home, I'm eating dinner, and I'm like realizing my leg is hurting really, really, really bad, like more worse than my wrist and my elbow. Now I'm looking down, and there's a knot, a huge softball-sized knot on my leg. I'm like, shit. I can barely walk on it. I take my shoes off after I eat dinner. Like I go sit on the couch, take my shoes off. I feel like this pressure just building in my leg. I take my socks off, and all of a sudden it's a pulsing pain. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be bad. So all last night, I'm like limping around, barely walking. Close to about like 11 o'clock at night after I watched the movie, I came in here to do a live stream covering the movie right after I watched it, talked about it a little bit. And then after the live stream, I went and I laid down. When I laid down, I felt better. I was like, okay, this is good. I elevated my leg. I just laid there and was just like watching people's YouTube videos and giving them thumbs ups. That's what I do before I go to bed. And I had to go to the bathroom, so I get off the bed, and I realized this time I get off the bed, now I can't walk on my leg. Now my leg is like that much in pain. So I'm like praying all last night when I was laying in bed before I knocked out to sleep. I was just praying that please let this not be anything worse than maybe just like a deep tissue bruise or something. And I guess that's what it is, because today I'm feeling much better. I'm able to walk on it, but if I touch it, oh my God, I can feel the pain. But the swelling went down. The bruise is there. So there's like a really dark bruise. And but luckily I can walk on it. So I'm mobile. I am mobile to walk around. That's the good thing. Okay, anyway, so Twitter is going to be the spot. I'm seeing a lot of people that's like shifting around trying to find places to go to live stream. A lot of people are moving towards Haps TV. Haps has got an influx of just like just people there, like people coming in from Periscope. Not entirely sure why. Not entirely sure why that it's becoming that much of a problem. Twitter Live is really not that bad. Gene, hey, thank you so much for the super sticker. I'll have to go back and watch on the live stream to see what it looks like. That's one thing that StreamYard needs to do. That StreamYard needs to allow us to see the super stickers that people choose when they give super chats. So I appreciate that. I really, really do. Anyways, so I'm just like, I mean, I know Carlos has his reasons why he doesn't want to use Twitter Live, and he's like trying to find everything. I mean, yesterday I signed up for an app called Bigo, because I seen Carlos was on there, and Carlos was like, hey, come follow me on Bigo. I live stream there. So I'm like, okay, I go there. I get there, and what's funny about these chat sites, man, especially, at my age, me being 38 years old, it's just so weird. I go in there and like I see like the types of users that's using the service. It's a lot of young adults that are a little promiscuous and they're looking for some fun and action. And I feel like that old guy that walks into a club that's like a bunch of young kids that's like playing like today's latest, best music ever. And like you're the old man walking in and you just kind of feel like, all right, I feel like I'm a creep. I need to get the hell out of here. So thanks, Carlos, for that one. Is I go into this chat site, make an account, signing into it, and I go in and I see all the different users, and it's like people that just like women dressed scantily clad, just showing a lot because of course they're trying to attract somebody, and then you got like all these dudes, sunglasses, and lots of hair product in to make it look neat and perfect, and I'm like, hey, I'm an old guy, I need to get the hell out of here. Nothing is as bad. I mean, it almost reminds me of the time of like when I had Snapchat. So when I had Snapchat, people can quickly add you on it. Like if you're in close proximity to where they are, you'll end up on their list of quick ads, and then it can add you. So it's like some random people freaking add me on Snapchat. They don't even know who I am. And so there's one girl adds me on there, and I'm loyal to my lady. So like she messages, she's like, hi, but I'm not gonna be a dick or be rude. So I say, hey. Then she messages me back on Snapchat, and she's just like, she's trying to fill me out to see who I am and what I'm about. I don't give her my name. What's up, Sneed? I don't give this girl my name, but she's like chatting. She's like creating conversation. So conversation is, pretty innocent, right? Then on Snapchat, then she's like, hey, I'm selling photos and videos, explicit ones. I'm like, no. So I tell her, no, I'm married. I'm happily married. I'm satisfied, appreciate it, but I'm not the clientele you're looking for. So she still tries to talk to me on Snapchat. She's still trying to get to know who I am. I'm like, well, I just said I'm married. Like, I thought that would be like the deal breaker right there, like end the conversation. No. So then she's like, she tells me her age, that she's 25. I'm like, holy shit, I'm 38. So yeah, nice talking to you. Because you and I pretty much are not going to have really anything in common. I mean, you know, people say that age doesn't matter once they're over 18. It still kind of does, because you're talking about, you know, the level of wisdom that one has. You know what I mean? I've experienced, you know, more years in life than her. So obviously we're not going to really be on that same level. But it's just one of those things. That's the other reason why I got off Snapchat too, is because Snapchat is for the young people. Snapchat is just like, it's just for young people. I mean, young people use it to sext. That's what they really do. Use it besides, you know, just like showing their day, where they're at. Like, oh my gosh, I got this mocha coffee. Click, click. You know, snap, snap, and send it away. But you know, the other thing too is when they meet people on there, they're like, hey, you know what? Gotta deflect, bro. Yeah. People just being like, yo, I'm gonna send you some D pics, and girls would be sending, you know, be sending the honeypot pics, and it's just like, it's just not the place for me to go. You know, when I was in my 20s, yeah, it was dope to be on Snapchat, but not anymore. And definitely not now. So as the other show, I consolidated. I took a page out of Sneed's book. I looked at Sneed and I'm like, that's a role model I gotta follow. Ha, that's a role model right there, because he only has one social platform. So I consolidated a lot of what I was doing on social platforms, and just like, hey, you know what? This is too much. I'm too spread out. Like, screw this. Yo, what's up, Keystone Tech? What's going on, man? Like, I'm way too spread out on social platforms. So I had to dump a lot of them. A lot of the ones I was on, I just, you know, pretty much got off of it. How come all billionaires who are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s have ladies in their early 20s, and it all works out? Well, you know what? This is going to be a really dick thing for me to say, but I'm just going to say it anyways. The reason why guys in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who have a lot of plata have their women in their 20s, it's because these women know that these men can take care of them, right? They're not going to have an issue in life where they're going to be struggling. They're not ever going to worry about rent. They're not ever going to worry about the electric bill. They're not ever going to worry about their significant other saying, hey, times is hard. Maybe you should get a job too. They're never going to worry about that. You know what I mean? They got money. They're well taken care of. So why not? Some people, you know, I'm not saying that these women are bad or anything like that. You know, people are going to judge them how they're going to judge them, right? But some people are just more attracted to the more tangible things in life. That's just how it is. So I mean, can't really knock them. And even then, you know what? Like, we can criticize them all we want. That's not going to change the scenario that this woman is being taken care of. The women are using them. Latrell just puts it straightforward. Like me, I'm trying to be sensitive to the issue. Latrell's just straight out. They're using them. That's why. That's literally why. That they don't like them. Their old saggy skin and their old balls. They're not interested in that. But hey, they got about a couple of $1 billion in the bank. That's what they're interested in. Way to go, Latrell. Oh my god. So anyways, you know, Twitter Live is now, I guess, the thing that I'm using now that Periscope's not really around. How many of you guys are going to be using Twitter Live? And again, the conspiracy theories that I'm reading and hearing, why Twitter is trying to monopolize on the whole social platform thing. And a lot of people want really connected with government, government watch, because, and it does seem like it could be that. I mean, you know, Jack Dorsey's been under fire from, you know, from a Senate committee, being questioned about why were certain people, you know, blocked, why were certain Twitter accounts taken down. It's because they're talking about a narrative you guys don't agree with, you guys are being biased, and all this other stuff. And then you look at Twitter, and they're a microblogging site that you can post pictures and videos site that you can literally turn into a TikTok site for you if you want to edit 60-second clips and post it on there for people to see on Twitter. You can live stream on it. Leave me alone, people. You can live stream on Twitter. You can post like Snapchat on Twitter with fleets. And now you got Twitter Spaces, which, you know, me personally, I'm going to start using. I keep saying I'm going to start using Twitter Spaces. I just don't know what. I don't know. I'll get to it. I've seen Blind G Tech and Latrell on Spaces. That's cool. May join you guys. I may open up, you know, spaces of my own every now and then, just to like conversate with people in a non-streaming video type environment. But yeah, Twitter is becoming all they need now is to really redo their UI for their app and make it where there's like a segment area for all the live streams, so people don't have to look for them in the user's feed, because that's annoying. That's like super annoying to have to go to someone's Twitter and be like, okay, let me find their live streams. You go through everything, you see all the things they tweet, all the things they retweet before you can even find their live stream. Like, Twitter needs to make it accessible, like, you know, how they have like the media section on a person's Twitter profile. And you can just go to the media to see all the stuff they uploaded that's considered media. They should have one that's like past live broadcasts. You know what I mean? And, you know, the Periscope broadcast that everybody did, those should, you know, honestly be migrated over to the Twitter live section if they make one. There's a lot of things that Twitter's going to have to do, and I think that Twitter's a bit lazy about it, because they had all this time since they announced that Periscope was going away March 31st, 2021. They had all this time to start implementing changes in Twitter. I know they were working on Twitter Spaces, but they could have also worked on, you know, migrating Periscopers' live broadcasts over to their Twitter accounts, because, I mean, Twitter owned Periscope, you know, as part of it. Nicolas Cage, who is 57, recently married a young lady who is 27. And believe it or not, majority of females out in the social media was giving him a hard time. Not sure why. I mean, so from a guy's perspective, so like, here's the thing: from the woman, the judgment on the woman, a young woman who marries an older guy who's wealthy, she's hashtag gold digger. That's what people are just gonna label her as. But that doesn't mean that the woman is the only one who catches crap from everybody in society. The man also catches crap. Now, if the man, like, say right now, you just said Nicolas Cage is 57, he's 30 years older than this woman he's with, who's 27. People are going to look at him as a cradle robber. You know, people look at it and they're like, oh, that's creepy. Some people probably even made reference to Nicolas Cage talking about like, oh, he likes them young. You know, he's a pedophile. But how are you going to call him that when the woman is over the age of 18? She's in the age to consent. You know, she's 27 years old. She's almost 30. Okay, he's almost 60. You know, it's just when he was 30 years old, she was born. But that doesn't mean that that's when he started dating her. People have their imagination just run really, really, really wild at times. They really do, and it's crazy. Females are very defensive for other women, usually. Yeah, and they're also very cutthroat too, man. There was a joke that I heard that it pertained to women and like the way things go, right? I forgot who said it, but they were talking about, they're like, you know, when a guy brings his girlfriend around his friends, right? And she's a good woman, and you know, she you know, she's very beautiful and all this stuff. The guy's friends, they will be like, they'll look at her and they would say to themselves, damn, I gotta find me a woman like that. I've got to find me a woman like that. I think it was Chris Rock who said it, because he's like, when you look on the flip side with women, when the woman brings her man around and he's a good man, good looking, hardworking, you know, just a well-respected man, her female friends, they'll look at their friend's boyfriend and their thought processes is I've got to have him. Not I've got to find me a man like him, but I've got to have him. And I will cut all my friends' throats just to get him. And it's funny because it is kind of like that. I mean, and I'm not saying like it's always like that. I mean, there's guys who will try to take another guy's girl, you know, because, you know, she's good and everything like that, and he wants her, but his friend's with her, and he's just like, screw it, you know what? Like, I'm going to take her. But it's never usually like that. It's just usually when we see one of our friends who has a really good woman in his life, we look at that and we're like, I want that, but not her. I want something like that. So I need to find me a woman like that. And it crazy. Maverick says, but these women are okay with cougars, double standard. Yeah. And that what happened in society today? We are far beyond logic. That's what I feel like when it comes to today and everything like that, society and whatnot. We are very far beyond logic. It doesn't matter how much logic you spew out there to defend your thought process. People will just, it just cuts under. It just cuts under really bad. they're at that point right now where you don't even need logic to argue, which is like kind of crazy. Like, why wouldn't you need logic? You know what I mean? Like, yes, you can express emotions. There's no problem with that. You can express emotions all you want. But I mean, at the same time, too, you also have to think, um, emotions doesn't account for facts. So that's a crazy side of everything. It's just weird. It's absolutely weird. Jeez, I'm just like, I don't know. Today, sometimes I get into these talks. Like Michael knows, we get into these talks on here sometimes, and I always worry about it because people today are really heavily into the whole cancel culture thing. They're whole heavy into canceling people. Like, I know I've been very vocal about what I thought, what I think about, what I share about, politics, so government point of views, things like that. I'm very open to talk, but that's because that's me. I'm very open to talk, and I also listen to people. I also listen to their point of view. I kind of think about their point of view, try to understand their point of view. But now I know that there's people who's going to really disagree with what I say on the whole political side of things. And then I know the next step for them is to cancel me. They're going to cancel me one day. So I try very minimum to not have those types of conversations, because it's like, I do more things on here than just talk politics. I mean, talk movies and everything. Latrell, F cancel culture, just a bunch of nobodies. Cancel culture needs to be canceled. Hey, I mean, they're taking away everything. I mean, I don't know. I see all these things like Mr. Potato Head's canceled. Why would you cancel Mr. Potato Head? Mr. Potato Head's canceled. There's just all kinds of things being canceled. I don't understand the world today. I don't know what are people. What's the end game that people are just so held on to and they're fighting for? What's the end game? What is the end game? I mean, already I'm seeing things where people are talking about, Godzilla versus Kong, and somebody, who must have had a lot of good time on his hands to do this, because he literally went and wrote a whole piece on Reddit. I don't know if it's taken down or not, but he wrote a whole piece on Reddit on how Godzilla versus Kong emphasizes for Asians and blacks to fight. And he went into whole details about this. And I'm just like, you took a lot of fucking time to think about this, because it has absolutely nothing to do with that. This is the MonsterVerse. This is Godzilla versus Kong. And the only thing there really is pretty much like Japan versus the United States, because, I mean, Godzilla, Toho's property from Japan, Kong is an American monster classic. And it just put these two against each other. So why would someone take the time to put race on two iconic monsters from the MonsterVerse and try to bring them into this argument and this division that people are currently going for today? It just doesn't make sense to me. It absolutely doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand that. I really don't want people like associating that, because the movie was good. Godzilla vs. Kong was good. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody in this one. I'm just going to say, just watch it. If you have access to HBO Max, watch it. It was really good. Majority of it was good. The ending sucked. I'm not going to give it away, but the ending was bad. I thought it would have been more climactic than that and more better than that. But hey, it is what it is. But if you have not watched Godzilla vs. Kong, I would say it's worth watching. If you're going to binge watch, like some people did, some people the last couple of days, they started off with Godzilla, they watched Kong Skull Island, they watched Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then they watched Godzilla vs. Kong. So they watched it in that order or something like that. And it was like, hey, like, why not? But to me, don't take something like that and try to build more division off of it. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. Like, me personally, I want people to get along. I think it's more fun when we all can get along and talk and laugh or whatever, and not be divided by small, minute things that just don't really matter. Politics doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. We can bitch and complain all we want about politics to the end of the day and how the government screws us over. It's not going to change. 20 years from now, we're still going to be screwed by the government. And 20 years in the past, we were already screwed by the government. So why are we so hung up on it? If you want to talk politics just for the sake of having a conversation, sure, I can give you anything that I think about, and you can tell me what you think about. But making the loudest voices ain't changing shit today, because the powers that be just will always be the powers that be. Can't trust government. I don't know why people want to put everything into the hands of them. Metalhead 555 says, I just watched it. And I agree with you. The ending wasn't very great. It wasn't. Did you see my live stream from last night where I talked about it? Because I went in detail on there. That has spoiler alerts. So if anyone hasn't seen Godzilla versus Kong, once the live stream I did last night goes up, because I'm one of the people that YouTube continues. I don't know. I guess they call it a shadow ban or some shit like that, because my live streams don't post. They don't process immediately right away. It usually takes like 24 hours to process. So I guess they have somebody actually sit down and watch my live streams. But at least someone is sitting down watching it from beginning to end. Somebody at YouTube. But in there I did talk a lot of spoilers, but I talked about the ending and what I thought about it. I talked about each fight sequence between Godzilla and Kong and what I thought and my surprise to everything. So if you've already watched it, then go check it out once it goes live. Once it's people are able to see it on my channel. And there was a lot of people on Periscope in there in that live stream last night. Every one of the comments was like people on Periscope. There was hardly anyone from YouTube watching it. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. Charles says, depressing as people will never get anywhere in life. Cancel culture sucks. It does. Cancel culture really sucks. Formatted that comment wrong. Oh, okay. And it does. Because the cancel culture doesn't just stop there. And sometimes people don't know when to stop, right? It's like war. When you go to war because you fight for something that you believe in, you fight hard, you fight passionately, but eventually at some point you fight too much that you don't even know when to stop fighting. It's the same thing with cancel culture. Like, you're canceling things that you're adamant about that you think needs to be taken out. You're canceling the people that disagree with you. You're canceling all that stuff. But then what happens afterwards? Let's say you become the person that doesn't agree with them. Then what? They cancel you. And the list goes on. This is the reason why people say like the cancel culture thing needs to stop, and it's bad for everybody and everything like that. Like, yeah, people can come up with great principles as to why certain things are, but you as a person have the right to cancel that in your life. But to cancel it for other people just because you don't like it, that's trampling on other people. Now you're kind of crossing the boundaries on that. I can't imagine saying the things I say in real life on the internet. I'd be canceled. I mean, yeah, you definitely got to watch yourself here on the internet. This is why I tread lightly on here. I don't know. I was thinking about opening up a second podcast, like an audio podcast on Anchor, and just like, talking about current events, politics, government. Just talking about that kind of stuff and doing it live, so it's away from YouTube, it's away from everything else. But even then, when people figure out who I am, of course, they're vindictive. So it doesn't matter if I go to a different platform and completely talk on a different platform about this subject. They find out who I am, they find out my Twitter, they find out my YouTube. They're going to come and attack it. The same as a mob whacking, but you're still living. Yeah, exactly. I think, personally, I think it's stupid. Just like right now, what was one of the things they were talking about? They're trying to. So there was a Republican congressman who was it Iowa, I think it was. He won by 6 votes, and then a House Speaker is trying to get him taken out, trying to flip his seat from Republican back to Democratic, just because they want a Democratic person to hold that seat. And they're like, they're downplaying it. They're like, he only won by 6 votes, so it doesn't really matter. Like, so then what does count as a marginal win to solidify a win? 25 votes, 100 votes. But they're always going to tip the scale no matter what. So right now they're downplaying 6 votes. 6 votes over his competitor. This person won that seat, and that seat is considered a Republican seat, Republican held, because the person is identified as a Republican. 6 votes. That's 6 more than what the opponent had, which is the reason why he won. But apparently Pelosi feels like that she can go ahead and just strip that person from that seat and give it back to the person who lost. And the funny thing is that our current president supports that. So what's really happening to our voting system here? Are we just really going to throw, like, why don't they just do it already? Just throw out the votes. Say, oh, you guys are not going to vote. We're going to decide who's president. We're going to decide who's vice president. We're going to decide all the Senate seats and all the House seats. You guys have no say in it, because what's the point of voting if they're just going to overturn shit? What's the point? And that's how I really feel about it. And Jemima and Uncle Ben are awesome products. Now they've done away with it. The siblings to the product don't understand why either. I don't understand why either. But of course, it has to do with race. Obviously, it has to do with that. So there's people who look at those products and they get offended by what they see on the labels. Other people look at those products and they're okay with it. It's all about perception, how you see things. But I like to say that, in that context, if someone wants to look at a bottle of Aunt Jemima and think that it's racist, then they must have racist thoughts in their head, because other people pass those products every day, and like the first thing that doesn't come to mind is a racial hate thought. The first thing that comes to mind when people look at those Aunt Jemima pancake syrups is that tastes better than the other brand on my waffles. That's it. So, I always like to say that what their perception is kind of is what they're projecting. They think it in their head, but of course they're not going to go out there and think in their head that. They're not going to go and admit to that to people. But yeah, I'm cool with anybody at the end of the day. And and I'll be honest with you guys, I've been called racist. I've been called racist, and I'm like, I had to stop and think about that too at a restaurant. Like, wait, what? The person was mad, but I'm not gonna tell that story. That story, which is really bad. But I mean, I don't know. I think the only way that stuff dies, like, since people want to get rid of that in this country completely, that stuff dies. It all has to do with you, yourself, and the way that you think. Let's see. Let's catch up with these. I use lots of derogatory terms as jokes, things I could never say on the internet in my position. Whoa. Maverick, it's because of the color of the person's face. The Black community is offended over Uncle Ben and the other ones. Man, we know that. Tito, what was your thoughts on the new Justice League movie, the new scenes? Also, which movie are you most excited for this year? The new Loki movie, Thor, Spider-Man. I'm actually excited for Mortal Kombat. That's next month. Oh, no, that's this month. In 15 days. In 2 weeks, just about. In 2 weeks, Mortal Kombat. I'm ready for it. And I can't wait till people cancel. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't say that. Because, I still got my iPhone 7 that's matte black. I like it. If I had the money back then when it first came out, if I had to choose between the glossy jet black iPhone 7 and then the matte black, I would go matte black. The glossy, I wouldn't even mess with that one. Wouldn't have messed with that one at all whatsoever. But yeah, the Mortal Kombat movie, I'm more interested in. I'm ready for that one. I want to know who Cole Young is and why this character is now brought into the Mortal Kombat universe. Because he's technically not. He's technically, Cole Young is a new character in that. As far as for Marvel, I think I'm pretty excited for the Thor movie. Thor, Spider-Man. I mean, I'm excited for all of them. Loki, Thor, Spider-Man. And I'm a comic book nerd, so like all these movies, I'm like really interested in, like really excited to see them, because I want to see, of course, we already know they're going to have ties to something bigger down the road. That's the whole plot of the MCU, is all these main movies, towards main characters, but then they'll have like some sort of spin at the end of the movies that links them together, that will link towards a major movie that collaborates. Let's see. I really enjoyed the new Justice League, Zack Snyder. I was glued to it. You never fatigued through the whole 4 hours? I did. The first time I watched the Justice League movie, or the Zack Snyder cut, I think it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes into the movie. The first time I watched it, I kind of passed out, but I was already tired anyways. I rewatched the whole thing. 4 hours, I mean, they could have easily chopped it into a part one, part two. But I know that they wanted to get it out there. Some of the added sequences was good. Some of the added parts, to me personally, I felt was good because it explained more. Because if you go back, like I did, I went back and I watched the 2017 Justice League, and I remember after watching it again, I remembered what I thought the first time of it, which was they literally just, like, it felt like they rushed it, right? Like Bruce Wayne goes and gets Arthur Curry. He gets he gets Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg. He gets them all together, right? And it's just like, okay, the movie just felt really quick. It was like, let me get you, get you, get you, get you, and get you. Let's revive him, and then let's go and take on Steppenwolf. I was like, it just felt cold. There wasn't too much to explain. So like all the new scenes added in gave more depth to each of the characters as they were struggling with their decision to either join up with the other heroes as a team or work solo, especially for Arthur Curry, Aquaman. I think it was even great that they brought what's his name? I think it was William Dafoe, or I may have butchered his name, but they brought him from the Aquaman movie, and he had that dialogue with Aquaman where he told him to take up your mother's trident. And yeah, I thought it was a good touch. And then at the end, it's sad to say that Jared Leto's not going to play the Joker. At least that's what they're saying in the movie universe. But I think at the end, the post-apocalypse scene, I thought that was a nice touch. Jared Leto to me was kind of creepy. You look at when he played the Joker in Suicide Squad, and you're like, he's got the silver teeth, and he's like that mafia gangster look. And then you look at the Joker in the post-apocalyptic, and he's like, he's darker, he's creepier. Hell, he even made reference that he killed Robin. And I don't know if much people caught that, but when he had that dialogue with Bruce and he was like, never send a boy to do a man's job, he literally just threw it in Batman's face like, Robin's death is on your hands, not mine, because you're dumb enough to send them after me, type of thing. And so it makes me want more. Like now I want to see a movie how Robin died. Like I would love to see it in a trilogy format. You know what I mean? Like Robin in his early times, Robin in his current times, and then Robin's final days, the lead up to his death, how he died by the Joker's hands. That would be really cool to see. Latrell says Apple is racist. They have black people because they promote black phones to make fun of the black community. And really, or are you just being sarcastic, dude? The fact that I hate black phones must be, oh yeah, okay, you're being sarcastic. Latrell, you're funny, dude. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, dude. I really follow you. Trust me. We're relating right now. A new Suicide Squad movie this year. I think everybody's excited for it. I don't know, because I mean, yeah, they're replacing different characters. I mean, some of the original characters are back in there. Of course, Harley Quinn's back in there. We know that. I don't know how I feel about these new ones in there. And I literally thought that when Batman had that, not Batman, but Bruce Wayne had that meeting with that lady, and he told her that she had to shut her project down. Or he's coming for them, obviously meant that their project known as the Suicide Squad had to go down, because that's what it was. It was just a bunch of villains that they could pay their debt to society by carrying out a mission that would save the world. And of course they were expendable because they were bad guys, they were villains, nobody cared if they died. So it was like, you go in, you do this mission, if you're successful, we'll grant you something. If you're unsuccessful, you're dead, and you're not missed. That's why it's called Suicide Squad. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool. So as far as like the live streaming stuff, what are you guys leaning towards when it comes to now that Periscope's gone? If you were a Periscope user, I'm sure Gene is using Haps TV, and that's where he's going to go. Is anyone considering using straight out Twitter Live? Because I tried using it yesterday to kind of explain things, and the saddest part was that it allowed me to save a copy of the live stream to my phone so I can upload it on another platform, and I did that. However, the way it saved it was terrible. I didn't even realize it. I uploaded it. Those people that I guess have notifications turned on, they got the notification that a video went up on my YouTube channel. They watched it, and immediately it was trash. And I like to go over my uploads to make sure that everything's cool when it's uploaded. So as soon as it's finished uploading, I hit play to watch them. And then I heard myself sound so sluggish. It's all sounding like that. And I was like, holy crap, this is bad. And then Michael commented, he was like, the audio and the video is trash. You need to re-upload this. And Gene's like, hey, your video's it's garbage. It needs to be uploaded. And I'm like, I'm already there with you guys. I'm watching it too. So I got to delete this. So I just ended up recording directly from the YouTube app and just uploading it that way, just explaining things. But Yeah, I'm just curious as to where people are going to go now. Are you guys just going to stay on Twitter and wait for you guys' favorite, creators that go live on Twitter to go live, or are you going to follow people? Because like for me, I feel like a jackass if I was to be like, "Hey guys, I'm on Hatch TV. Follow me there now." It's like people have enough social platforms stuff on their phones. Like, why would they even? Um, why? Like, I don't know. I just feel bad telling people to, sign up for something, install something, already. They got enough stuff on their phone. So I just figured out to use Twitter Live. For me, I'll be on Twitter Live. I'll be doing podcasts on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. But I'll be on Twitter Live. At least that's what will work for me. Literally, will work for me. Then, other than that, today, um, I watched Chris Perillo's um, his live stream he does. He live streams on Twitch for like 3 hours. He's really upset with the OnePlus 9 Pro. And I'm watching that and I'm like wondering, like, everybody else who's like a big fan of OnePlus, like if they listen to what Chris Perillo has to say about the OnePlus 9 Pro, would they even consider what he's saying? Ain't really no difference anyways. Difference to what? What do you mean? Because I'm like, of course, I'm not buying the OnePlus 9 Pro. I'm not even buying any of the OnePlus devices. The only OnePlus device that's in my home is what my lady uses, the OnePlus Nord N10 5G. I really thought that phone launched with Android 11, but I guess it has Android 10. After Gene and I talked about it yesterday, and then I went and did a little bit of research, and I'm like, yeah, it is on Android 10. It was supposed to be on Android 11, but the OnePlus halted the Oxygen OS updates because it was buggy. So they went and they fixed a lot of the issues with the software update, and then now they're back on putting the update out. And then we're already in April, which in a little while I'm gonna check to see. Well, let's see. I doubt it. I don't think until like April 5th is when there'll be a security update for these devices. But I'll check right now, just for shits and giggles. And there's a software update for, let's see, check for a system update. Your system is up to date, March 5th security update. So yeah, probably April 5th is when the next software update will be going up. Yeah, Carlos is using something called Bigo. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Oh, in the very beginning of this live stream. I went in, I went in there into Bigo to check it out and everything like that, and I felt like I was an old creep in a room full of young people, because that's all you see. The users are just like these young, younger people. I just feel out of place there. So I don't know. I don't know about using that. Kind of also reminds me of Yubo, which is like tied to Snapchat. I don't know. I've been saying Snapchat should have a live streaming thing for people on there to live stream to their followers on Snapchat, but Snapchat still does not implement any type of live streaming capabilities on their platform. Ain't really no difference between Periscope and Twitter Live. Not much. There is slightly a difference, not a drastic difference. And I think there's a lot of the stuff that Periscope had. All Twitter has to do is just implement that into Twitter Live, and then people will be good. I know Twitter Live doesn't have super hearts. You can't give super hearts and stuff like that. Well, I'm getting all kinds of notifications. Whoa, it's been a while. I need to change that code. For nostalgic reasons, I still kind of use an iPhone 7 on the side. It only has a data-only SIM card though. So, but I mean, for iMessage and FaceTime, it works. Not now. iPhone's backed up. Do. unless they caught on. They haven't caught on in a while. We've been able to use this on the T-Mobile data only SIM for a little bit, and yeah, it's been working out. Let's see. Did you see all the new smart home stuff I just got? No, I haven't yet. I'm like behind on videos, including the $800 robot vacuum, the Roomba i7 Plus. I'll check it out. I haven't even caught up with Mike's videos from BTech Reviews. I haven't caught up with his videos. Like, there's a lot of videos I need to catch up with. I really do. So that's crazy. Oh yeah, I was gonna open this up today on the live. Kind of weird. So I got an email from Yahoo, but they were like, if I wanted them to send me out a SIM card. So I was thinking, okay, they wanted me to try their stuff out and like do like a review or whatever. And yeah, so they sent me their SIM card, but I just thought it was weird because it's like, no, I got to basically create the account. So I don't know if I'm going to create a Yahoo mobile account, but I ended up getting from them a Yahoo mobile SIM card. It's kind of funny. It's like Yahoo Mobile. Get easy activation instructions at yahoomobile.com/activate. And you got a SIM card right there. Really just basically visible. Let's see. I don't do videos on them. I only post them to on Twitter. Oh, Twitter is like congested, dude. I still have a lot of cleaning out on Twitter I need to do. As like some people's stuff, like say like you post a tweet right now, right? Some of your followers, they're gonna see them right now. I might not see them right now. When I go back on Twitter, maybe like at 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night, and then it'll end up being in my feed. The craziest thing. Yeah, Cox Wi-Fi sucks. It really does. At least I'm seeing myself freeze. Let me know if I'm freezing a lot on your guys' end. It's like I have 2 Chromebooks right now linked in. That's how I'm doing the view switch. So like when I'm switching from this view to this view, it's because I'm using 2 Chromebooks at the same time. One of them is connected to the AT&T mobile hotspot. The other one's connected to Cox. So this one, which is the Acer 11, is connected to the AT&T hotspot on the iPhone. And when I go to my Pixelbook, which I forgot to connect to the AT&T hotspot, this one is connected to my Cox internet. The sad part is that if I was to switch to Wi-Fi, it would close me out of this, and then I would have to jump back in. The live stream would keep going, but I have to kind of jump back in. And already I'm hitting my hour mark, so I only live stream for about an hour. I figured people have more important things to do in a day, so an hour is a good length of a live stream. I really wasn't even going to do a live stream this morning, but I just felt like getting on here and just chatting with people. Like I'm all beat up from the fucking U-Haul sliding door and the damn storage dolly. Oh my God, I can't believe I got injured like that. And all this happened in a span of 1 hour. So my leg's just slightly a little bit swollen, but swelling's going down. I can put pressure on it and I don't feel like I'm dying, but I put pressure on it and I can feel the pain. So I don't know. Maybe in a little while I might game on Streets of Rage 4 on the Switch. I have it added to another Switch, so I get to unlock all 13 characters again because this is a different profile. I wasn't able to transfer my stuff. I have Streets of Rage 4 on Steam, which I have on my Pixelbook. The only problem is that any of my gamepad controllers, for some fucking reason, it just won't connect. And I've been doing a lot of searching all over the place, trying to find out how to make them work. And like it'll connect to my Pixelbook, like my Switch Pro, control pad. I can pair that to my Pixelbook via Bluetooth just fine. I can, no problem. But when I launch Steam on my Pixelbook, Steam doesn't recognize my controller. No matter how many times I try to configure it, it doesn't recognize my controller, whether I plug it in via using USB or I do it by Bluetooth. It doesn't recognize it. And it sucks because I'm trying to be able to gameplay Streets of Rage 4 and like, do like live gameplay. Because like on the Nintendo Switch, I would have to get like a capture card and all that other shit just to get it up here. That's just like a lot of work and a lot of money spent just to, do something like that. So I was figuring I can do it from Steam and just, I guess it falls under that whole practice. You got to pay to play. But I really don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So it totally sucks. Hopefully I can get it figured out. Hopefully I can get something connected because that would absolutely be cool. Oh, what happened with my injuries? Just in a nutshell, because I already had said this in the beginning of the live stream, but I'll tell the story again, but condense it. So yesterday, I had a couch that was still in the storage unit that I was using, and when I was in the middle of moving, we were supposed to take that couch out at the end of February, but they ended up charging me for March. So we just said, it's already paid for. We're not getting a refund. Just leave the couch in there. So yesterday we went to take the couch out because we were going to return the storage unit back to the storage facility. We're going to give it back to them. So we weren't going to pay for April. So we went to U-Haul to get a truck. There was a whole bunch of bullshit trying to get the truck. So I advise people, if you're going to rent a U-Haul, just go in the office and deal with them personally. Don't do it through the app because the app is bullshit. I mean, like 100 and something fucking different pictures of a photo ID just for the damn app to read the ID was ridiculous. But so we went in there to get help from the guy. My lady left her wallet on the bumper of the U-Haul truck, which is close to the sidewalk on the main road. So freaking out that someone was going to steal it because she had over $2,000 in her wallet, or just about $2,000 in her wallet. So I went running to go out there to get the wallet before someone found it. And the U-Haul place had sliding doors, double sliding doors. And so the doors were closing as I was running towards it. And I figured that it would open because the sensor would realize I'm running to it. So it would open back up, but it didn't. It continued to close, and it closed on me, trapping my left arm and my wrist. I braced it when it hit, and it wouldn't open. I had to like rip myself through the door. So I hurt my left wrist and my left shoulder and got her wallet. So after getting the truck, we went to the storage facility, opened up our storage unit, grabbed, because it was a long couch in two pieces. So we grabbed the first piece of the couch, put it on the dolly. Now I was backing up the dolly to get it out of the unit. My arm was folded like this, and the couch just like crushed my elbow. And so that's how I hurt my elbow. And then when we got the first piece downstairs, because our unit was on the second floor, we brought it down to the service elevator, and then we got it to the back of the U-Haul truck. I picked up the couch because I didn't want my lady to do much work because she already worked. She worked an 8-hour shift. She was tired. I didn't want her to do anything. So I got the couch to the back of the 10-foot, because it was that small U-Haul truck, the 10-footer one that's like $19.95. So it doesn't have one of those slide down bridges for you to like, roll it up there on the dolly. So it was like a flatbed dolly. Got the couch to the back of the truck. I lifted it, and I just threw the first piece of the couch. It was a long piece, probably like the length of a bed. Threw that shit in the back of the truck. And I had asked my lady to move the dolly, but I guess she didn't hear me. So I thought the dolly wasn't there. When I turned around after loading the first piece into the truck, I turned to walk. I was in full walking motion, and my leg just banged against the freaking flatbed dolly. And I went screaming in pain because that shit hurt. And I didn't want her to freak out because she was asking me if I was okay. I felt like a strong pulsing pain in my leg, but I was trying to hide the pain. And in like 2 minutes, a softball size knot was swollen just above my ankle, and it already had turned like dark blue, purplish. So yeah, I've been in pain all last night. I went to sleep with my foot elevated. Today, the swelling went down. The pain is not as excruciating as it was yesterday on my leg, but when I stand up and walk on it, I can feel it. I'm pretty sure nothing's fractured or anything like that. It's just probably a deep tissue bruise. So no reason to go to the ER for that. But yeah. Yeah, that was bad. We can't do that. Can't do what? What do you mean? I can't lift the couch? I can lift the fucking couch, dude. I'm for damn sure I can lift the couch. Yeah. So, I don't know. It was crazy, man. It was like the worst evening ever. All that happened in a span of 1 hour because it only took us 1 hour to do all that and return the truck back to U-Haul. It's literally Merce law. No, I mean, you can't tell her are you okay when you ain't. I just don't want her panicking, dude. Like her, okay, so like her thing is like if I tell her I'm hurt, her first response is go to the ER. Like I don't. Okay, I have a fear of hospitals, and it's because people die there, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid. And if you were like, hey, if I went to go visit you and say like a friend of yours was in the hospital and you wanted to go check on them, you're like, hey, I'm gonna go to the hospital and check on my friend. Come with me. I'll go with you. But if you actually look at my mannerisms when we get to the hospital door, right where the sliding door is, even if it's like the ER, whatever, I'm kind of hesitate to step through. Like you'll see like a unnerving pause in me before I walk in. I have a fear of hospitals, and so I don't like going to. And her thing is, let's go to the ER, and she will drag me to the ER. So trying to hide the pain. I mean, she knew I was in pain. She could see it on my face. Like me and her have been together since 2009. She knows me like the back of her hand. She knows when I'm trying to be tough and hide shit when I'm in pain. Just like when I crushed my arm, she knew when I had crushed my elbow against the wall on the couch, she knew that I wanted to like scream in pain just for the way that it hit. But I bit my lip, my bottom lip, to shut my mouth. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I know, bro. I know. I know what you mean. It's just I don't know. She knows me very well, but I'm totally I'm okay for now. And trust me, I can't bullshit this woman. She'll know. She can call my bluff. Dude, I can't even freaking play what is it? Like if we play with the kids, it's like a kid game. Um like Go Fish or whatever. I can't bullshit her. Or even playing the game bullshit with cards, I can't bullshit her. She reads me too well. I'm good, Latrell, bro. I'm not mad at you. Don't worry. With the pandemic, they only allow immediate family to visit and only one person. It's gotten extremely strict. Yeah, it is. So that's the other way I don't want to go in because some hospitals here won't even let anyone go in with you. There was a few times that she had to go to the hospital, and she was already told because we can check in online. She was already told you can't have anyone with you. You can't have anyone wait in the waiting room area with you until you're called. They can't go back there with you in triage. So sad as hell. You know what's more sad as hell? The fact is that like any of the parks here in Phoenix, they have these signboards on the outside of them, and what they're telling everybody is that big groups of people can't go into the park, and you cannot barbecue. So our plan, which was to go to the park, barbecue on a grill, some food, and hide eggs with with um, like money and candy inside. We're not going to be able to do that. That totally fucking sucks. Totally sucks. So yeah, Easter this year, I don't know what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do something different. We may just go drive to like another place and just go sightseeing or whatever. Like maybe head to Payson, Arizona, and just kind of like do like a family weekend thing out there. I don't know. Although my lady did find something cool. I want to show it with you. I'm gonna share it with you guys right now. Hang on. There's something on this chair. Oh, hold on. Make sure I don't pull the mic while I do this. So I collect coins and stuff like that. I got a bunch of like 50-cent pieces and stuff like that. But this is actually pretty cool. Let me see if this is it. Because I know like the current dollar coins are like a gold color. Yeah, this is a dollar. Where's the quarter one? Oh, here it is. So I don't know if like new quarters are starting to come out like this. Let me check the year. And I'm blind as hell with these things. Oh, 2012. No, quarters didn't come out like this. So this is actually a misprinted quarter. See, where'd that coin go? I'm not trying to spill all these coins. So I have like a couple of buffalo nickels in here. Okay, so this is a dollar. This is a dollar coin, right? Little, made to look like it's gold. This is a quarter, 25-cent piece, and it's the same color. It's a misprint. So I'm just like, yeah, I have to collect this. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if anybody else collects coins, but I mean, I do. Where's a buffalo nickel? I'll show you guys a buffalo nickel. Find one here. No, that's not a buffalo nickel. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. A buffalo nickel. I got a little tiny coin collection. Lots of 50-cent pieces. Try to see if I can find a mule, but I can't. I forgot what this one is. I kept it sealed in here. Maybe I'll do like a video that shows like all these rare coins that I have. But yeah, let's see. With the pandemic, they only allow immediate family to visit. Oh yeah, sorry, I read that one. Am I coming to Wisconsin? I would love to come to Wisconsin. I would love to. Shrimp on the barbie. Yep, that'd be awesome. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm getting kind of hungry. Need to go eat something. It's like 1 o'clock, so it's about my time to start eating. Yeah, I'm still fasting. Getting back on it and getting more strict with it again. So thanks for everyone hanging out with me, chilling, these live open discussion talks or whatever. I really enjoy them. And hopefully you guys enjoy them too. Look at, I'm split now. Which one is it? This one that goes. Yeah. I'm uncoordinated right now. Literally uncoordinated. But yeah. Yeah, it's because I dropped this one out of StreamYard, and this one was going. I'm like, wait a minute, wrong angle to close it out, because I'm closing it. I'm closing everything down. I'm gonna go eat something, and you guys should enjoy the rest of your day. You must have a splitting headache. Splitting headache. That's a good one. But no, you guys are awesome, man. I love you guys very much. You gotta be cool out there, be safe. With all the bad shit happening in the world, try to focus on the positives and do more good out there. That's what I'd say. So the only way to combat bad is to do more good things. And I don't know if you guys are interested in this coin collection, let me know, and maybe I'll make a video just showing it up front, or maybe do like a live dedicated to these coins, just going over each one of them and showing you guys up close. Bring a dartboard when you go. All right. Bet. I'll buy one and I'll bring it with me. Y'all be cool. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday. Also, tomorrow, Friday evening, I'll be doing a members only live stream. So for those who are members of the channel, just know that I'll be going live specifically for you guys. So I'll see you guys then too, but I'll see you tomorrow also for another live. Peace.